With planar motion tracking, you can track objects that are not necessarily square to the camera, for instance the side of a building seen from perspective, and pin other video to that object to follow along with the tracking. To do this, first add the object you want to track to a new project. Click to place your cursor at the beginning of the event. Play your project. Notice that in my clip, the camera constantly changes position, which causes a perspective change in the mobile phone screen. Since I want to lay another video over the top of the phone to make it appear that it is playing on the device, I'll need to track these perspective changes. Click the Video Effects tab to open that window. Select Bezier Masking from the list of plugins and drag the default thumbnail onto the timeline clip event. First, I'll use the Bezier masking tools to cut the shape of the phone screen out of the video. This isn't actually necessary for the tracking operation, but it will help us create a convincing overall effect. In the Video Event Effects window, click the Mask 1 drop-down arrow. Choose Curve from the Type drop-down list. You may not need to use the Curve tool depending upon your specific material, but since in my case I'm dealing with curved corners, I need the Curve tool to cut out the shape I want. Click the General Options drop-down arrow and adjust the blend slider to somewhere around 0.5 so that you can see your video at least partially. Now add and adjust your Bezier points until you've created a mask that matches the shape you want to cut out. When you're done creating your shape, set the blend slider back to 0.0 and deselect the Edit Mode checkbox. Now, to track this shape, click the Mask 1 tracking arrow and then the Options arrow. If you've already tried the procedure with the normal precision setting and you're not happy with the results, which is likely if your video contains a high level of rotational movement, choose High from the Precision drop-down list. Click the Mode drop-down arrow and select Perspective from the drop-down list. Finally, change the keyframe interval setting to 1 for the most accuracy. Click the Start button. When the tracking completes, click to place your cursor back at the beginning of the event and play the project. If you're happy with the tracking results, close the Video Event Effects window. Now add the file that you want to pin to the tracked object to your project on a new track directly below the existing event and trim its event to match the original event. Reorder the tracks so that this new video sits on top of the tracked video. Click to place your cursor at the beginning of the events. Back in the Video Effects window, select Picture-in-Picture from the list of events. Drag the default preset onto the top video event. In the Video Effects box, click the Mode drop-down arrow and select Freeform from the list. Place each corner of the position box onto a corner of the tracked object. I'm going to make my video slightly larger on all edges than the tracked video to avoid imprecision at the edges of the mask that I created a few moments ago. Close the Video Event Effects window. Now reorder the tracks again so that the tracked video is on top of the video you're pinning to it. If you did as I did, you can see a portion of the lower video showing through the edges of the tracked video. Click the Video Event Effects button for your tracked video to open the Bezier masking controls again. Under the General Options, select the Invert checkbox. Close the Video Event Effects window. I could stand to do a better job making the mask perfect, but this will do for the purposes of this training. Now you see your pinned video showing through the mask, and you can see that in my video, it appears that the pinned video is showing on the mobile phone. However, play your project and notice that the pinned video doesn't yet move with the tracked video. Stop playback. Click at the beginning of the event on the top track to both select it and reposition the cursor to the beginning. Hold the Control key and select the event on the bottom track. With both events now selected, choose Tools, Extensions, Copy Motion Track to P&P. Click OK to the alert box that confirms that the motion data has successfully copied. Now play your project from the beginning of the event to see the results. You'll notice that the pinned video now moves and changes perspective to match the movement of the tracked video. It can be difficult to track fast or large movements precisely. If you have any tracking problems, you can fix them manually. Click the Event Video Effects button on the pinned video's event. Notice that the automation from the tracked video has been applied to the picture-in-picture effect. You can edit each of these keyframes individually to get the exact results you need if the automatic tracking isn't perfect.